sorry about the noise, but I'm just doing a little job here I thought might be worth just showing. I'm going to change the blower motor. I can't remember if the one in the van worked. I have one here. I don't think it does, and seeing as the dash is out, now's the time to do it. So, well, first of all, you've got to remove your dash, which is somewhat of a pain. But once you've got to that point, I have the grill in now as well. There's 2 bolts. You can just about see them in the back there. That's the threads of the 2 Phillips headed bolts that are on the inside. The other one is up there inside the grill. Oil those and clean them up as much as you can because they will have rust on them. These seem to be opening quite easily. So that is the Phillips here, the one on the other side, and then there's 2 tins, one either side as well. The motor is encased inside this, so no, there's no way to get it out without taking the dash out, and so we need to remove this whole unit, and then we'll split it in half. I'll show you a little bit when I get to that point, but first let's free it all up. Okay, my mistake there is actually 4 of those, so it's the lower one goes out into the grill, so that's the troublesome one. The one on the other side, this lower one, is really awkward because it's behind the brake booster pipe. I failed with those before, so I have a solution I'll show you. This isn't a very delicate solution, but it gets it out. It's just so you can go over the bolt head and cut the plastic away around it. They're Phillips heads, so you haven't got a prayer if you lose them of reaching that one, unless you strip everything away. I just bore the plastic away around it. Yeah, I know, it's a bit crude, but if you can't get at it, then you can't get at it. It's a good opportunity now to clean up back there and yeah, just treat any little surface rust or anything that's in there, so do that now. Okay, so I have the motor exposed there now. I don't think there's any delicate way of doing it. There's 2 screws, one in there, one there, and then all these tabs, they're all glued. So you move, there's a few of these metal clips. There was only 2 on this one. I thought there was more on the one I did before. Put a flat screwdriver under those and get them off. They're just kind of, there's one there and there's one on the opposite side. And then a flat screwdriver and basically a lever around under these till all these tabs break free. And then the whole front will come away, and there's the heater matrix and the motor. I'm not going to disconnect the heater matrix in this. I can do it enough here just with all this loose, so yeah, no need, just swap out the motor and bolt it all back up, glue this back on, and that's that. All the dust and muck inside that, it's a good example of why we use cabin filters and modern stuff. It's pretty, yeah, well, that's coming through your heater vents. Anyway, no dust. The old and the new there. This seal, it's a bit just like a draft excluder type of seal, isn't on the new one, so I'll take it off of here and put it onto that one. It's just 2 spade terminals is all that connects them. So. Right, so that's all put back in now. Just glued each one of the tabs and put it all back in the way it came out. It's nice to get all that stuff cleaned up anyway and get all that dirt out of there. And yeah, so probably ready to put the dashboard back in. That brake master cylinder is actually still an unknown. I don't think it's the issue though. I think the rear cylinders are seized. Because the brakes do actually work, they're not sticking on, it's just the pedal's very hard at the moment. So yeah, I'll probably go ahead and fit the dash. I can worry about that later. Okay, so things are progressing along nicely. Some friends came up the other evening and helped me put all the windows back in. The van itself is kind of almost complete again. I just painted the side panels yesterday, the engine hatch and the number plate hatch. So I've just put a new engine cover seal on that as well. So I've just left it sitting on top of it for now until the glue sets in it. The window surround there as well is painted. That didn't come up great. It's okay for what you'll see of it, but the one in the last van was gel coated. This one didn't really have a gel coat. I assume it's for designed for one that's carpeted or trimmed or whatever, but we sanded that pretty smooth, but it's very porous. I got the front seats back in. Dash is all done. Door cards are done. I've put the scrubber seals out of another van in. I probably will replace those. I had held on to these ones because they weren't bad, but the felt channel on the inside is missing on two parts, and I, as per usual, I just changed the outer scrubber seal on each, and the inner ones stay pretty good. So just change the outer one. Now, for the problem with these seats, this one is perfect, but as you can see, the base of that one, I'm not too concerned about that little rip up there, but the base I do want to retrim. I can see a few companies selling black leatherette bases for them, but there's no good view as to whether it's this kind of perforated textured stuff or not. I definitely don't want to change it to just smooth black leatherette, but if anybody knows, I'd love to find out about that, because I'm going to run with that as it is for now, but I do want to change it. I might stick a seat cover on it or something for the time being, but I don't have time at the moment to do anything about that. So yeah, also the old screw was broken off in there. I've managed to drill it out, but I need to get another size drill and tap to redo that. It's amazing the difference that bit of sound deadening makes. Like, I've just done a few patches just on the inside of the door, and it's gone from sounding like a tin can to, you know, something actually with a bit of weight to it. I'd never put it in our yellow van, just time and money at the time, but like, that's a lot different. So that's well worth putting in, even if it's just pieces like that. Yeah, so I don't know, it's looking nice. I have the wheels all prepped outside. They've just got a bit of rust treatment on them. Gave them all the good wire brushing yesterday. They're actually in really good condition. That one came down to pretty much bare steel. So I might give them a coat of some epoxy primer. But they're next. They're going in the booth now today and get them painted. So I like to let the paint harden on them for about a week before going to get tyres put back on. Now the to-do list is probably, yeah, wheels, tyres. I can't really do anything about the fuel tank. There's no fuel tank on this van at the moment. It's inside it. So I need to be able to drive it up onto ramps or whatever to get under there. And that's high on the to-do list. Bumpers, I need to make rear bumper brackets. That's a brand new back bumper, but I sanded it down and repainted it because that black stuff that comes on them is total shite. It'll be, after a year, it'll be covered in rust. And that's the other front bumper. I've got to see what corners I have. I thought I had enough bumper corners that I'd have a full good set, but can't seem to put my hands on them now, so I have to look for that. And I'm waiting for the new springs to arrive as well from Bosch Shop, or Volkswagen Heritage actually. They were quite a bit cheaper, so I have a set of heavy duty springs for it. Got to also go take badges off another van, because this was a Volkswagen when it arrived. Back window's back in anyway. Let's clean those stickers off as well. So, yep, onward. Okay, I've got the whole thing insulated now with that recycled bottle stuff. and I've just got a couple of sheets of ply and a couple of sheets of hardboard, and I'm going to cut a floor next and then start cutting side panels. Right, I have no idea when the last update on this was. Just doing the timing belt. I've got the CRVT, or equivalent to the MOT there, and it's supposed to be tomorrow, but I pushed it back a couple of days because this timing belt kit and some other parts weren't supposed to come until today, and I was a bit nervous they weren't going to show up, so I had the opportunity to push it back, so I did. I've never driven it yet. I need steering rack boots as well. I just noticed they're bad. Got the tyres and wheels the other day, 4 new tyres. I just went through all the light bulbs and wiper blades and things like that. But I need to drive it around. I need to get the brakes. Yeah, I need to drive it around because I need to get the brakes kind of bedded in before it's tested, really. I haven't changed the front discs. I'm going to run with them for a little bit, so I'm just hoping to get a little bit of mileage on it before the test. Otherwise, I think those discs will actually fail, but there's nothing wrong with them. They've just got, they've just been standing for years, but yeah, it's looking nice. Right, folks, I'm going to have to apologise for the lack of updates on this van. I've just been under so much pressure to get it done. I had the CRVT booked for Tuesday. Had the opportunity to push that back, which I did because I discovered I had torn boots on the front on the steering rack when I was putting the wheels on, and I noticed I had play in a bushing as well, so I had to order or change out the top wishbone on that side, track arm, and 2 new boots on that, and as well it gave me a chance to get an air filter and stuff for it. But I've had to cancel this afternoon's test. It's Thursday now, because I seem to have developed a dripping injector on this. So it didn't have that problem when it was moving around the shed, but it does now. So I can't seem to get around it. I thought it might be a bit of a sticking lift pump or injector pump, but it seems to just have it at idle, so I'm going to probably pull the injectors and take them down to the injector guy maybe tomorrow, because this has to be out here on the road on Monday. So as for the interior, you're seeing some of the colour choices now and stuff. So this is the interior out of a scrap van that I had. So I've reused most of it. I'm just carpeting and trimming and stuff at the moment. We resprayed all the... So I just sprayed all the countertops. That colour matched up. It actually matches one of the colours in the curtains that we've had made. So this is the exterior colour of the van. The carpet looks kind of bluey in here, but it is a silver. So we're just doing that, and all the doors and stuff are the same colour as the worktops. Lino I need to go get tomorrow. The back seat cushions are the same material used in the orange van, so they're this greeny stuff, which ties in quite nicely with everything, really. I've made the sliders up here. I'll give you a better look at those when I take them out to paint them. So it's a double. They had moved the cross member back in this van before I got it, so I was going to move it back forward or put a longer bunk base in up here, but instead I've got 2 drawers, so when it tucks away it's like that. And up here I've fitted in the panel, and for now at least I'm just going to put a bit of an upright across here. I actually made one in ply there, but the ply is so crap I might remake that and probably paint that with the worktop colour. And I think this will probably get painted with the worktop colour as well. Probably just paint the bases rather than carpet them. I don't want to turn it into a kind of a carpety dungeon in here. But yeah, we have timbers on there, bolted through into the body, so that yeah, so that it'll hold up the, you know what I'm saying. boxes are done. I must make some little things just to attach those lids. There is put a new starter battery in it. I've noticed as well now that there is some brake fluid down under the pedals, so we have a leaking master cylinder, which is another job I have to do. Other things we have is oil light going off and the buzzer. I've checked the engine for oil pressure. We have oil pressure. We've just got a bloody annoying wiring issue somewhere. We must have a short in the ground wire from the oil pressure senders to the gauge, which is a pain in the ass and really annoying at that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Gotta get it done. Alright, so this fan's been away a bit, as you can see. It acquired a dent. But before it went, I put a clutch in it. Now, I didn't put a new clutch in it, I didn't have one, but the old one was slipping. So I put this disc in, which was fine in the previous one. It just, we were changing the engine, so we did the clutch as part of it. But still slipping under load. So herein lies the problem. Now, I almost changed the spring plate to a different one, but I actually didn't see the issue with this one. I sanded that face a little just to take some glazing off it, but now you can see that this is clearly all warped and distorted or something. So those shiny areas now are where the only places it was touching. So new clutch now. Plan was always to fit a new one after anyway, but I'd hoped I would deal with the problem for a little while. Clutching these actually isn't a bad job. It'll take about an hour and a half there on the ramps. So not too bad at all. So new spring plate, I'll get that cleaned up now and put in. Okay folks, a load of time has passed here. Trying to get this van done, and obviously the TDI conversion in the middle of that as well, and I've just been busy with other things. The RTE van here is 99% complete. It's actually been out on the road. I delivered it in early July for a job it was supposed to do. That never happened. We had a CRVT early in August, but they had something wrong on their computer because this van has actually, I've never had a test before. So it's been off the road since that was really a thing. So it's pretty much, I've got another test tomorrow now. Everything's sorted. I still got a few bits to do. Diesel heater, I backed it into the shed and broke the roof hatch, so I need to replace the roof hatch, and a few little bits of interior stuff, maybe a water tank. I put in temporary water tank and stuff to get me by, but that all has to be sorted out properly. So I'll give you a look around it now. Van is on the market for sale at the moment. It is on done deal. If it's not on done deal, then it might go into dry storage for the winter and go for sale in the spring. But either way, this van is going to be on the market. So yeah, you can check that out if you ever have any interest in it. But for now, I'll give you a look around it. Okay, so what I'm doing today is a friend of mine gave me a passenger seat, or we're going to do some deal on the passenger seat of his van, which has replaced the driver's seat in this van. So that's lovely and shiny and fresh. Everything's all polished up and done. I need to give the mats a bit of a wipe down now because it's just been parked outside really, but all very nice and clean and tidy. The interior, mostly done, few little bits to do. This little bed setup in here has two legs that go down and then they sit into these pockets in the floor. That one is completely unnecessary and keeps dropping down, so that's annoying. The other thing I haven't done in this van as of yet is the 12 volt electrics. Now I've put in some LED lights and stuff, but they all need wiring up. We've got all the nice stainless sink and everything in. This 3-ring burner there and stuff. I did get all the up here done. I need to carpet inside there, and hopefully this evening we're trying to get some matting to do the top bunk here. So that's all kind of finished off. Double drawer set up so these two pull out. And I did get the 220 volt electrics, although I still need a cover for that little thing there and to wire up the back speakers. But it's all pretty tidy. I'll close the engine hatch in a second and show you that. I was just messing with injector timing a little bit. That bad injector carry on I had going on earlier on was actually the timing was needed to be advanced. So I done that earlier on and that sorted that out. I didn't think I had a water pump when I went doing this timing belt. I thought I'd forgot to order one. So I later realized I did have a water pump, so I had to take all the timing belt and everything off again and do that. So the timing needed adjusting a little bit again after doing that job. But yeah, other than that, fan drives really nicely, pulls really well on the hills, starts instantly. Nice little runner, really. Now, while it was away in July, it acquired a dent, which aggravated me no end, but also got this bottom corner was smashed, so I had to replace that. Now I will have to paint that. I just kind of get this test out of the way first. Right, so we'll just give it a quick start. I must just go adjust the rear brakes now. I think it has a bit of a brake imbalance. Okay, so last look. Still got a table base to put in there, and I must paint the leg and the table actually. I'm going to use one of the extra ones I had in our van, and I did put a table base in there because I had two of them. Ours is one in there, and you can put the table in between, which works out nicely. I just did one 3-point belt and one lap belt. That could be changed to 2 3-point belts if needs be. All new curtains. A friend of mine made me all those. And picked out the colour and stuff. And then I had the cabinet colour made to match one of the colours in the curtains. That's the body colour then on the rest of those things. Let's get some sound deadening for the yellow van as well, because my God, it makes a difference. I think the van's turned out really nice. Everyone seems to really like the colour and everything. I think it's a nice, kind of classic looking van. You know, wouldn't be too out of place at a vintage show or anything like that, if it wasn't for a full-blown camper. I do have a bike rack for it as well, and I'd probably get a more modern type of hatch with a clear hatch or whatever to replace that one. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. So that's another one done anyway, so thanks for following the project. I know the videos on it were a bit sparse, but yeah, it's just about getting them done really. I'm about to start into another one. First though, I've got a bunch of stuff on our own van, and I'm going to go straight into that now, so that's my plan for the next probably spend Thursday doing those jobs. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want. If you're interested in the van, give me a comment or take a look on Dundee, see is it still there. I'll probably get this video up this week, so it should still be listed, but I'm going to take down the listing soon after that. So yeah, the details are on there anyway. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and see you next time. Cheers.